Welcome to this edition of WNN with me, Rick Hawkins. Workers in the harbour at Oxelösund are striking, and there have been reports of violence and unrest amongst the protesting workforce. The situation took a turn for the worse as a large fire erupted, disrupting the harbour and its functions. There are currently no reports on where exactly the fire broke out, but since the harbour contains large fuel storages and other flammable substances, the pressure is on to contain it. The civilians of Bogeland have been the victims of violence. Some people have been forcibly displaced, such as the case in Gotland, and armed groups like Nobok has attacked villages. The protection of civilians is the focus of many large multinational operations, including NATO and the United Nations missions. In Bogeland, both the NATO mission, B4 and the UN mission in Bogeland are mandated to protect civilians. This mandate has been increasingly important in recent weeks with threats from armed factions. Despite these mandates, numerous areas of Bogeland have seen violence against civilians. 2 men were allegedly kidnapped last night in Westmeader, close to the border of Southland. We spoke to a resident from the area who claims he witnessed everything.
Yeah, so I was walking home late last night after work, walking to the bus stop, and I see these 2 people on the other side of the road waiting to pass, and this car comes in, stops right in front of them, and these 2 masked men jump out and grab them, throw them into the back of the car. It all happened so fast that I wasn't sure what I was seeing, but I noticed that the license plate was from Westmeader and that they were going southwards because they were heading towards the highway. But it all happened so fast that I wasn't sure what I was witnessing until afterwards, and that's when I called the police.
We can confirm that there are 2 male Kasurians missing from the IDP camp, but the circumstances around this incident is unclear, but the local police are investigating the case, and that's all I can say for now.
The Truth and Reconciliation process that is being led by the UN is reported to be very bureaucratic and proving too difficult to complete for smaller organisations. Father Joachim, director of the Religious Leaders Peace Initiative, feels excluded from the process.
We do not feel included. We believe the process is too onerous for small communities and small organizations like us to become involved. The application process is very complex and difficult. We applied and they rejected our application and said it needs to be in another format. I think this will eliminate our traditional communities and smaller groups who do not have the resources of the larger NGOs.
2 people died earlier this morning when their car collided with a garbage truck in Hällefors, West Kasuria. When police inspected the wreckage, they found 50 kilograms of pure cocaine hidden under a false door. This is one of the largest amounts of cocaine found in a single seizure in the region. The conflict between the Guti Midan and Kasurian populations on Gotland continue as the Guti Rams extend their positions. Recently, the Guti Rams have moved Kasurian IDPs to Yugarn and have been using violence to force Kasurians off the island. The conflict has largely been in the southern areas, but is now spreading north, and the citizens of Visby fear for their security. Our Gotland reporter has more.
Tensions are high here in Visby. Many feel their concerns go unheard. I spoke to a Kasurian woman who feels worried for the safety of her family.
Oh, it's terrible right now to be a Kasurian here in Gotland. I've moved 3 times in 6 months. My kids have moved school every time, and we just don't know about the future. Where we're going to go, if we can stay here, or where should we go? There's no information, and we're harassed by neighbors. We're living in constant fear here, and it's awful.
Did you get any help from anyone?
None at all. The B4 hasn't, we haven't seen them. There's no assistance at all. We feel really alone here.
The Guti Midans are not happy about the situation either. A woman I spoke to sees the problem from a different angle.
You know, this has just been going on a long time, and everybody's tired of the insecurity and all the fighting that's been going on. We really just want things to go back to the way it was a long time ago. Honestly, I don't really know why B4 is here, because what we really want is to get the Kasurians out, and B4 is not doing anything to help us with that.
That's it for this edition of WNN. Join us again tomorrow.